Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. I have some very bad news. You're gonna die one day. That's right. And you don't know when. Your biological clock is just ticking right now, but you're gonna be gone. And guess what? Right now, the good thing is you have time until you die to do something great. And today, on the dose on Friday, my favorite day of the week, Saturday, Junior, I'm gonna help you with some tips to be great in the meantime, in between time. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm just here to make the world smile and change people's lives. Music time. What's going on, Doses? How y'all doing today? It is Friday, aka Saturday, Junior, and I'm so excited. Let me just go ahead and get some share action going on right here on the Facebook so all the dosers can go ahead and get their antidote today. That's right. If you guys are excited to be in the Dose House, go ahead and invite your friends. Bring them on in. Tell them to come to the Dose House. This is where it's lit. This is where the party's at. This is where your daily dose of positivity, inspiration, motivation, education, edutaining all goes down. And I'm so excited to see you guys at 6:30 a.m. It feels so good. But go ahead and invite your friends. Hopefully Leanne Ryan Smith is here to go ahead and hold the VIP door open for the people that want to sneak around back to the side that's tardy to the party. But it's okay. We don't hate. We don't discriminate. We participate. That's right. I'm so glad to see you. So before we get too far into this antidote, y'all know I got to do one of my favorite parts of the show. I got to get my shout outs going. So let's see who decided to come live to the Dose House this morning so I can say what's up to you guys in the building. We have Melissa Gomez, always staying loyal. Thank you so much, my friend, for coming to the Dose House. We also have my boy Jeremy George says, oh snap, that's right, the Dose is back, baby. Great to see you. We also have Tracy Shepard. Thank you for being a loyal doser. Always great to see you. Can't forget about Sherry Weeman. Great to see you. Top of the morning. I hope you're doing fantastic. Can't forget about Vince Hernandez. Thank you for coming to the Dose House. I know it's a lot more people that's going to be trickling in, and we don't have time for all the shout outs. I'll get you go ahead through the program. So let's go ahead and get this thing going real quick. And I want to say good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Markiss Stone, and I am the host of The Dose, and I would like to welcome you to the next day of your new life. That's right. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. What will you do with yours on this beautiful June the 4th, 2021? Another day above ground, another day to be thankful, blessed, and highly favored. Well, today is one of my favorite days of the week. It is Friday, aka Saturday Junior, because for my people that's out there grinding, hustling on Saturdays, this is just another day, another dollar. Holla! Well, I tell you what, some of your friends, some of your family members, some of your coworkers need that daily dose, and you know your boy has the antidote to give to them. But if you've been a loyal doser for a long time, you know one of my favorite things to do for you guys out there that really enjoy this is to Hulk smash that share button. Just smash it, uppercut it, hook it, and knock it out the park, because today's topic is going to be straight fire. That's right. No 911 needed to go ahead and get that, put that fire out, because the roof is on fire. I hope it literally ain't, because my Biden care not all the way set up yet, but we gonna be working on that. If I burn the house down, we just gonna get it right back to normal. If y'all are cool with that, man. It is so great to see you guys. Who snuck in through the side door? Jama Newhoff, Lux Motors out there. I see you. Thanks for coming in. And we also can't forget about my main homie, Sean Jones. Sean Jones is in the building. It is so great to see you guys, man. So yesterday, my grandma passed. She was 93 years old, went to the funeral, and the theme of it was time. And so we're going to talk a little bit about time today, because time is not necessarily on our side. But before we get too deep into this, you guys know this is going to be a fire topic. I've been thinking about it on the drive all the way from Chicago. So if you could do me a favor that my little homie Lyric used to tell y'all to do.
Hulk smash the share button.
please do. And beast that share up with a title, please. Say, hey, the Dose House is lit today. You definitely need to hear this. One of your friends, one of your family members, one of your co-workers, maybe even your pets, they may need to hear this message. So go ahead and just hit that little button right there. I would greatly appreciate it. Today's topic was actually based off of inspiration, which is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, and especially to do something creative. We don't have a ton of time, but I did kind of want to show you guys a picture real quick, which I personally am proud of because this picture is a one of one. Take a look at your screen right here. Let me just remove this. So this picture right here, I didn't think that I would ever in my entire life get the opportunity to take this picture. So to the back left, we have my brother Rodney, my sister Jamie, my brother Mac, and then below them is my mother and father. And I tell you, I never imagined in a million years I would get to take this picture because, you know, for you guys that kind of know the story, my dad left when I was 3 years old, and we didn't reconnect until about, I want to say about, what was that? Maybe 2009 or 10, something like that. And then, you know, he lives in San Diego. So, and then my other brother, Rodney, that's in the left corner, you know, he lives in Atlanta, and I'm in Indiana, and my mom and my sisters in Chicago, my brother's in the suburbs, so we're all kind of like spread out and stuff. So yesterday, unfortunately, it was because of the funeral that we all came together and was able to get this picture. This picture is a one of one. Whoever would have thought that it would actually exist. I was lucky and fortunate enough to take it. And looking through my grandma's obituary, I was trying to stress the importance to my daughter about pictures, because every time I take a picture, she's like, oh, another picture. And I'm like, I'm showing her the obituary. And we got pictures going all the way back to the early 1920s. And even prior to that, because my grandma, you know, who was 93 years old, her parents were in there. So, you know, those pictures had to be taken late 1800s, early 1900s. I mean, so now my daughter understands the concept of taking pictures and keeping them. So this picture will go down in history one day, and I'm super, super, super proud of that. So, I do have something important to tell you guys. If you didn't see the intro, the crazy thing about it is you too are going to die. That's right. So how you going to spend your time? Today we are going to be talking about tips to how to spend your time, because, you know, I created a Dose episode a long time ago, and I actually created the next day after my aunt's funeral, and it was called The Dash. It was a real cool, I wish I had time, I could have incorporated a little clip, but what the dash is, it was called Have a Dope Dash. And what the dash was is your birth date, and then there's a dash between when you're gonna die, right? And so the whole concept was make sure you have a dope dash, meaning the time in between you're born and in between you die, that dash, make sure that dash is dope. I gave great tips on it. Maybe I'll link it in the comments, maybe an hour after the show, so you guys can go check that out. But today we're going to talk about tips on how to make sure we use the most efficient use of our time, because we all know we're going to die, right? You do know, like, you're not going to live forever. Unfortunately, you're going to die. We're just merely human mortals existing for the time being until God, you know, he's in the process of preparing that place for us that we're going to go to in the afterlife. But, you know, the saying is everybody want to go to heaven. Don't nobody want to die. Well, there's only one way to get there, and that's through Jesus Christ. But I'm not going to get too spiritual on you guys. Today we're going to talk about making the most efficient use of your time. So let's go ahead and get into that.
Today's topic is based off of execution. It's a noun meaning to take action, to put a plan in motion, and make things happen today. Stop talking and start doing.
All right. First thing we're going to do is we are going to talk about finding your happiness now. Not now, but like right now. And that is super, super, super important. 2020 was a phenomenal year for me because it was all about isolation and going within. And what was most important is, let's see if I can do this. I hope I can get this camera angle right back. Will this thing turn for me? Turn. Keep going. Yep, y'all get to see the behind the scenes setup. Y'all see this board right here? There's even more on the other side. You know what those all are? Those are my happiness. That is my happiness. Now I didn't jack my light all up, just trying to show y'all everything. But it's important. There we go. We back. We back, Charlemagne. Ooh, that's perfect. Angle 2. Happiness. It was all dedicated to finding my happiness because I wanted to live a happy life. I had to focus on the most important things in my life: my mind, my body, my spirit, my family, my finance, my fitness, my job, and then figuring out ways of balancing those things to make sure that I was constantly surrounded. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. But is it 15 times better than what it was prior to that? Absolutely. And you want to know how I know? Because when I don't see somebody in a long time or somebody sliding in my DMs, you know what they tell me? Markiss, you seem so happy. Your energy level is way high. I can just tell there's an aura about you. And guess what? I am. I am just, you see this, I told you it's because of the dental work, but it's genuine. I am very happy. So that's what you have to do. But what it took in order for that to happen was for me to isolate myself. It is so important that you what do you call it when you get off of social media for it? Somebody type that in the comment. I know it's a word for it. It's not like decompress or something like that. Disconnect. There it is. You got to disconnect from all the other mental influences that you have out there. How much time do you use that little the screen time app that's on your iPhone or your Android that tells you how much you're on your phone and how much time you spend on each app and stuff like that? You have to disconnect from all that because there's so much influence in your head that's keeping you engaged and keeping you tied to what other people's doing, and you're not focusing on within and focusing on yourself and getting to the root causes of some of the problems that's preventing you from being happy. So again, I'm just going to pop this on the screen. If you're taking notes, I highly suggest that you do. Start working on finding your true happiness now. Have a conversation with yourself. They used to say that talking to yourself is crazy. It ain't crazy. Not talking to yourself is crazy. Not figuring out what the root causes of your problem are crazy. Not figuring out solutions to your problem is crazy. Continuing to do the same thing over and over and expecting different results is crazy. There's another word for it. Y'all can fill in the blank. But that's crazy. I highly encourage you to, because I couldn't pour to you guys from an empty cup doing a dose when I was doing it the last time because my cup was empty. Now it's full of joy that I get to pass it out to you guys. So start working on your happiness, but you gotta get away from everybody else. Sometimes you gotta get away from your family. Sometimes I don't care if you got to go sit in your car. I don't care if you just got to go to a park by yourself. Go get you a pen, a pad, an iPad, a notebook, anything to write down and just start really focusing on what are the causes and what are the deep down root causes of the problems in my life. How can I solve them? And how do I want to spend the rest of my life? Do I want to spend the rest of my life like this? Or do I want to spend the rest of my life happy? And start working on solutions to get there. Start with why, because that's very important. Don't come to the first surface thing that pops in your brain. Usually the problem is real deeper than that. If you got a garden out there, you guys ever have weeds? And you go ahead to try to pull that weed up and you just get it from right at where the soil meets the weed, right? What ends up happening about 3-4 days later? That weed then came back. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about because I done been there too. You try to orthomax and everything. Look, you got to sometimes get that dirt, that soil from around it, and you got to dig around it, and you got to get all the way to the bottom to that thing is just like this time. You got to get to the root causes of the problem, because until you do, those problems are just going to keep coming back and back and back, and there's nothing you can do about it until you solve the main problem. So before getting too deep, let's go ahead and get on topic number 2. And if y'all feel me, I got Zach per tweet to help me out, but can I get a thumbs up, okay, you right, hallelujah, in the comment section? That would be very nice. Number 2, don't spend it all on work. And I know, man, I'm going to get some backlash for this. I'm going to get some fire. I'm going to get some heat. I'm going to get some, let me slide out the back door of the dose house. But it's facts. Don't spend it all on work. I have something very important to tell you guys. Everyone out there that's grinding, that's 80, 90 hours per week, driving yourself crazy, all for that paycheck. What good is that money if you can never utilize that money and spend it with the ones that you love? What good is it? What good is it to come home tired and exhausted all the time, and the people that haven't seen you all day, the only way they get to see you is exhausted and tired? Is that how you want your legacy to be left? Every time I saw daddy, every time I saw mama, they was just always tired. I know they worked real hard, but you gonna work yourself crazy. Like literally, it's mentally taxing, it's mentally exhausting. Doing something at a high level for that long of a time will literally burn you out. There's psychological side effects. And you're doing it all for the money so you can do it for your family and this and that. But let me tell you, you are doing your family a disservice by not being with them. Let me tell you, women, and don't take this the wrong way, they're more emotional, well, the majority, because it's not fair to say all, but they're emotional. They want more of your time than they want your money. Sure, they want to go on vacations. They want to have nice things and all that stuff that you can provide. But what's more important is they want your time. They want to physically be with you. And not just women, men too, your kids, your family. They don't care about all the hustling and the grinding. Okay, good for you. I see you doing your thing, but when we gonna get me in? You know, you always gone. And when I see you, only thing you want to do is eat and go to sleep. Not fair. Don't spend all your time grinding and work. Now, I'm not saying work is important and there shouldn't be times where you put in the extra effort and go the extra mile. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is make sure you are balancing your time that you're spending with the people who you love the most. That's what I want you to take away from today. Because again, if you're trying to grind so hard so you can save up money so you can do this and that, you're going to die, and your biological clock, you don't know when that's going to happen. So if your intentions is grinding and stack, so maybe one day y'all can do this, well, what if you die in the meantime? Then you won't get the opportunity to do that. Does it make sense? Zach per tweet.
Hallelujah.
And the third one is give the roses while people are still here. Let me tell you. So you guys see, if you follow my Facebook storyline, you guys see me up at 4:30 every morning. You see me writing down in my daily planner that I created for myself. And I'll give you a little tidbit, a little secret. Some of you guys may have been the recipient of that. So what I do is I send a positive, uplifting message to some random person. I just go down my friends list, select a random person, and I send them an uplifting message. And 9 times out of 10, they aren't even up yet. So when they do wake up and the first thing they do is decide to check their phone, they get a message from me that's encouraging, uplifting, motivating, inspiring, and I can't tell you the feedback, the responses that I need. And you know what's a common theme that happens a lot of the time? People say, man, that message was right on time. I can't tell you who, but people, I was contemplating suicide. I was thinking about quitting my job. I was thinking about leaving my family. I was thinking about giving up. There's so many things that people were about to do that had a negative adverse effect to the happiness and greatness in life. And because of that little 16 to 19 second message that I sent them in the nick of time, have saved their life, have saved their job, have saved their family, have saved them from doing something crazy that they normally would have done had I not intervened and sent that positive message to them. So I highly encourage you to give people their roses while they're here. You know, we sent grandma off yesterday beautifully and we gave her a lot of roses, a lot of flowers. I was glad that I was able to give her some of those roses while she was here. Now, I know she's up in heaven looking down saying, man, look at all them roses they got for you, girl. But they're so much more appreciated while they're here. And when you get that immediate feedback, that gratitude back, and you get that feeling that they really, truly appreciate the roses that you gave them while they're here, it hits just a little bit different. That's what the millennials and the Gen Zers are saying out there. It hits a little different. It just hits a little different. You ever notice somebody's like facial expression or their demeanor change when you just go up to them? Let me ask you this. When was the last time that you went up to somebody and just complimented them and say, man, you look really nice today. Man, you've been doing a great job lately. I just want to recognize and show you that. You know what? Girl, you have been killing the game. I am so proud of you. When was the last time you've done that? It takes no energy, no effort at all to be nice to people and compliment them. I highly encourage you to do it. Not only will you make someone else's day better, but they potentially will make somebody else's day better. It'll start a positivity chain effect of just happiness going on, and you will feel so much better inside. The time we have here is limited, so make sure you're using the best use of it. But I do have a bonus tip as well for you guys. That's right. And this is very important. Again, if you are taking notes, please, 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 please take note of this right here. Nope, don't want to do that one. I will do, let's say, this one. Let me tell you, the nose tries to be fancy sometime. There is a difference of being here and being present. And I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back that may not have heard me. There is a difference between being here and being present. Right now, I am physically here, right? I'm physically in this space. But what's most important is I am present. I am engaged. And let me tell you when you know the difference between being here and being present. So have you ever been to a meeting Has it been a little bit boring? Kind of put you to sleep a little bit? You go off in la la land? You're physically there in the place, but you're thinking about what you're going to cook for dinner, what you're going to have for lunch, what you're going to do after work. You're mentally everywhere else except for being present. See, when you're present, you're engaged, you're locked in, you're zoned in to the person who's speaking, you're zoned in to the conversation and that's happening around you. When you're at dinner with a group of people, your phone is in your pocket or on the table, and you're not paying attention to how many messages you may have missed. When you're in the presence of the group of others, you're literally intrigued about what's going on with their life, and you're genuinely interested in trying to figure things out in those settings. See, there's a difference between being here and present. Just because you're in the vicinity doesn't mean that you're all the way there present. So I highly encourage you, whatever setting that you go to and you're around amongst other people, be present in those settings. Be present, be engaged, be genuinely interested in what's going on right then and right there. Your phone ain't going nowhere. The people on Facebook ain't going nowhere. Trust me, they got a timeline and they got a 24-hour story. They got all that kind of stuff. It's not going anywhere. So please do yourself a favor and be actively engaged at what's going on in your current setting. Time, ladies and gentlemen. So, for the people that came a little tardy to the party, let's just recap how to make the best use of our time. Number one, find your happiness now. And the only truly way you can do that is by isolating yourself, getting away from everybody, and going within. The answers are not going to exist on social media. The answers are not going to exist sometimes in other people. Maybe you need to get a mentor to give you some advice, some tips, some help. That may be kind of cool, but you have to go within to the root causes of the problem, dig those out, and start focusing on solutions to create sustainable long-term happiness. Number two, don't spend all your time working. Working is important. It's how you pay the bills. It's how you put food on the table. It's how you do the vacations. It's how you save up money for the future. I get it, but do not spend all your time doing that. There's nothing wrong with going above and beyond a little bit, but when you extra mile that thing, the people that care about you most are suffering. And because time is not on your side, there may be things that you're trying to save up to do by working so hard, but if you die, you'll never get the opportunity to do that. So throttle that thing down just a little bit for my overachievers, and I know I'm going to get a little bit of flack for that, but I promise you, if you die tomorrow and you didn't take this advice, your loved ones would have wished you had. Number three, give the people the roses while they're still here. There's absolutely no effort and energy with complimenting somebody. Telling them how beautiful they look. Telling them how proud of them you are. Tell them that they're doing a great job. Patting them on the back. Just doing that. It'll make everybody feel so much better, and you will be shocked at the ripple effect of what comes from it. And last but not least, be present. Be actively engaged. Be attentive. Be genuinely invested in your surroundings. If you taking a trip or a vacation, be there. Don't be on your phone unless you're trying to show everybody what's going on. But if you're in meetings, you're in group settings, you're amongst friends and stuff, don't be on your phone wondering what everybody else is doing when you got the cream of the crop right in front of you. Oh, man, I love doing the dose. Check this out, man. Y'all know the best way to catch me live. The best way to catch the dose is live. But in case you're a little tardy to the party, you can go on YouTube and look at the condensed version. Right now, I'm looking at the clock, and it's 22 minutes and 47 seconds. I've been live. I've done a lot of shout-outs and all of this. So I kind of cut that down to where you can just get straight to the dose on YouTube. Just type in my name, Markiss Stone. You'll see the Daily Dose Show. Hit the subscribe button, bang the notification bell, and that way you can just get straight to the dose. But the best way to catch me is 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time Zone on the Daily Dose Show. Go to the search bar, type in the Daily Dose Show, hit the thumbs up, hit the three dots underneath so you can change those notification settings. That following button, hit it, hit see first, and turn the notifications on so you can always get notified right in the morning when I go live. I truly appreciate you guys for coming to the Dose House. My name is Markiss Stone, and I'm the host of the Dose, baby. I do what I do from the heart, and I don't expect nothing in return. I'm a kid from the south side of Chicago that's here to make the world smile and change people's lives. Y'all have a phenomenal weekend. See you Monday. Set your alarms. Peace.